Well, for a better understanding of how these changes might affect Canadian football and the people who love the game, we're joined by Bryan Chiu, a former CFL star and a member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. He's also the head football coach at Vancouver College, a high school here in the city. Bryan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Ian.
So you're a star. We're a star in this game. You're obviously still very much involved in football. How do you feel about the CFL changing some of these long-standing rules?
Me personally, I have some mixed feelings, but at the end of the day, I do understand that changes are just part of the game, and it's a good way to attract the younger generation. I think some of these changes that are being made are very positive in terms of growing the game overall.
So let's quickly go through a couple of examples, and let's start with something that you looked at in the rule changes and you thought, you know what, this is a good idea. What would that be?
I think the big one, the 35-second clock does make some sense to me. I think there's positives and negatives to it. It's more of a consistent rule so that the players can actually just know the end of the play. They have exactly 35 seconds to get the next play underway. The negatives being, I still don't know all the minor adjustments, but as we get later in the game, the last 3 minutes, what makes the CFL game so unique is that there could be 3 or 4 different change of possessions, change of leads, and now does that become more NFL style where we can just the teams just take a knee at the end of the game and just end the last 2 minutes? That's to be seen.
Yeah. Now, I think I know how you're going to answer this, but let me ask you, in terms of a rule change that you don't like, what would be that change?
For me personally, I think the goalpost, that's part of the beauty of the Canadian game for me. As an offensive player, the big thing is we kind of use that as almost an extra body there. So it's going to take a little adjustment, but I think we also have to think about how this changes statistics too. Field goals will be a little longer. The size of the field is shorter now, right, to 100 yards. So do all the statistics match from the years past, and is there going to be an asterisk next to them now?
I thought you were going to talk about the rouge, how they're changing that. You can't win the game anymore by that one-point rouge.
I agree with you. I think what they're doing makes sense because it is something that's been brought up quite a bit in terms of how do you win a game on a missed field goal. So I think there's a good compromise with this new rule in that if it's kicked out of bounds directly without an opportunity for the team to take it out, there is no point. But if it's kicked in the field of play and the guy touches the ball and he doesn't get out, then the rule still applies. So it's not completely gone. It's just been tweaked.
People who don't understand the rouge and are curious, they can Google it. But let me say, it is one of the most fun things to explain to an American football fan because it is, I mean, of things that make Canadian football unique. 3 downs, obviously, is a big one. But the rouge is another one as well. Now, you're dealing with high school kids all the time who clearly love football, who are playing for you. Give me an honest answer on this. Are they CFL fans or are they NFL fans or both?
I think if I'm going to be honest, I think they lean more towards the NFL style. And that's partially because in BC, we play American rule football. We play 4-down football. So we're the only province that does that in the high school level, whereas the rest of Canada still plays the Canadian 3-down rules.
Does it kind of break your heart a little bit to be coaching high school kids who are playing 4-down football?
You know what? At the end of the day, football is football. And I always say it's not about the game itself. It's about building relationships through football. So just getting the kids out there and building those authentic relationships is what truly matters.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish with this. I don't have to tell you, when it comes to Saskatchewan or Alberta or the city of Hamilton, there are certain places where the CFL is beloved. But Toronto, they're fighting for fans. They have been for a long time. And to an extent here in Vancouver, it's the same thing. What do you think the future of the CFL is going to be, especially in light of these changes to rules?
Well, I think very positively of the CFL. I think it's time for some change. We've gotten a little stagnant, and it's the oldest league in North America. So it's something that we all love and we're passionate about. But changes like this, there's always going to be mixed opinions and a lot of emotions involved. But at the end of the day, I think what the CFL is doing is really trying to grow the game. So kudos to them.
Hey, if Major League Baseball could put clocks in the stadiums, something that once upon a time people thought could never happen, if they could do it, I guess any change is possible. And it's helped baseball, so maybe this will help the CFL. Bryan, real pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Head coach of the Vancouver College high school football team and a Canadian Football Hall of Famer, Bryan Chiu.